we're back. So,
Yay, we're back.
you guys are delving deep into the dungeon to meet a Makael and the steward. Or at least trying to.
What's the steward's name before I leave?
See, nobody's asked what the steward's
No,
name.
that's why I'm asking before we go deeper.
His name is Purse. As in
Like
coin
Percy
purse.
or
As in coin
okay.
purse. Yes.
Why do I feel like that's a joke?
He was the steward of the prayers.
Whereas a motley name is Purse. Absolutely no parallels there. Anyways, onwards. Apparently people aren't fans of Macbeth around here. So, you guys go deep. I require a survival check from one of you.
Survival.
Who's got the highest one?
Survival is based off of wisdom, so...
Definitely ain't me.
Alright, survival. Here we go. I got a +4 is my modifier. Do I have other things?
Yeah, you're already higher than mine. I'm gonna assume yours is probably the highest, unless Victor's is.
I mean, I think we've both got pretty decent wisdom scores.
Yeah, I have a +5 in wisdom.
Let's see.
That probably entails that your survival is going to be higher. Which I do find funny because I feel like Stella's should be higher.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I do have Hunter's Gaze, which allows me to apply my wisdom attribute other than my modifier.
Mhm.
So yeah, I can just do that.
I almost dropped my dice. So are we doing one die and adding it to Alina's, or
one of you is leading in the survival check to try to find where people are.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just aiding.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll help.
That will only give advantage to Stella in this.
Okay.
Because otherwise I'd have to prove it for a group check.
It's gonna be +7.
And you have advantage.
All right.
So your top 2 dice plus 7.
Right. 15
And
7. 22.
I rolled an 8 and a 5.
I was only looking for one roll.
Or yeah,
I
have 8.
Yeah, you.
Okay.
I was only looking for one person to roll. This wasn't a group
Sorry.
check. It was one person covering for the group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I need to sit here and identify terms for each one of those so I can more easily.
Yeah. You might say a check versus a save or something like that. How D&D differentiates between like reflex saves. So technically be like
22.
a wisdom save versus a wisdom check. so to speak, depending on if you wanted to use that as a potential.
Total.
Give me a second.
Sorry, I saw something funny.
Oh no.
Please, man. What? uh,
Okay, there we go. Took a note for that for later. I'm gonna increase the size of that so I can see it easier. Okay. So we have a 22.
Yep.
So with a 22, you find yourself kind of noticing certain scents like blood, viscera, that kind of stuff, and kind of avoiding certain places. And you eventually get to what looks like a large fortress of stone and wood that seems to have been erected to kind of keep outsiders out. There's a bunch of noise in this part of the cave, and it seems like a lot of large beings are laughing and shouting and kind of making a ruckus. The gates themselves seem to be made out of wood cobbled together as well as they could, with what supplies they could get down here.
It's interesting that they even have a fortress down here.
Yeah,
You do
that
notice
is
on
kind of weird.
you do notice on some pikes there are also some red cap heads that have dried out.
You know,
I am reminded somewhat of certain John Carpenter movies.
I want to observe this area before we go in. Do you guys agree with that? Or do you think we should just go and knock on the door?
Yeah, I think this is
Because
somewhere we need to kind of observe.
Yeah.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think every one of the Fomorians, except for a small handful that are probably not inside of that keep, are a problem. As in, the ones that are inside of that keep, probably not our enemy. They probably just won't exactly be on our side.
Assessment.
There's no reason that they would take, aggressions against us unless they know something like, and I'm not saying this out loud, I'm saying this out of character, unless they know we have something like the keys.
Right.
I don't even want to mention the keys at this point.
Yeah, they don't need to know right now.
Okay, so you guys are going to observe the area.
Yep.
There are some kind of like cliff sides you can kind of climb up to kind of look over the gate and all that. There's some further back places that are easier to hide in. Or are you guys just going to sit on the other side of the wooden gate and listen?
That would be hilarious. We just stand outside of the fucking door.
Dig a hole in just so you could stare through.
Are there any windows?
No. They're not lucky enough to get glass down here. It is like a wooden palisade kind of thing. It is very primitive.
Any open areas that would constitute as a window, minus the glass.
Nope. There's like one place where they look like they could open it up on the door to look out, but it is higher than most of you are because of, well, how big they
Don't
are.
worry, Ann.
Yeah.
Considering I can use shift in betweens, I don't really think about verticality as too much of a non-circumventable thing as long as there's a spot for me to land.
So what, you're planning to teleport yourself into the shadows above in the caves and just parachute down onto the camp?
No, it's not what I'm thinking. Although hilarious, that's definitely not what I'm thinking.
As I know you're thinking something. You got that crazed look in your eye, like
I'm thinking of how to better observe this place. If we could see inside, it'd be nice, but
uh, I could do detect life. Maybe that would help. Probably help.
actually, if you can see through the wood inside, and you can actually walk around this place, all you have to do is look for things that are shorter than the rest of the things.
That's a good point. Assuming this Paris is not particularly tall compared to these Marians. Just a second.
So you're gonna detect life?
Yes.
Okay, so you see a bunch of large beings moving around. And what you can imagine is a fire, because it looks like one of them is slowly turning what looks like giant mushrooms over the fire. And it takes you a second before you realize, oh, these are red caps. They're roasting red caps alive.
Amazing.
Well, things
And oh, I'm not done. They seem to be sitting here and interacting with something. It looks almost. Can you give me a wisdom check?
yeah, just a straight wisdom.
Yeah.
All right. That's what it is. No, 11.
It seems like they're doing something with some sort of object and bringing it up to their face for a few moments, like above their face. You don't know what it is. A lot of the movements seem very odd. There is a smallerish guy instead of like the 12 and 10 feet and bigger guys. There's like a 8-foot tall guy off to the side with what looks like, and it's hard to tell from this distance, like a little 6 or 8 inch blip kind of moving around. So every once in a while it like overlaps with the person and then kind of like moves a few inches or a foot away and then comes back.
What do you
They
see with your
are.
magic eyes?
They appear to be roasting red caps, and are they? It kind of looks like they're smoking something. I don't know how to tell what that is. They're doing something.
If only my
That's
cigars
interesting.
were sized for Morian. I would share.
If they, I don't know, they look like they're yeah, they're eating red cap. Look like that's all I can really tell. Perhaps drinking something. Yeah. But I see a shorter guy that shorter figure that might be our Huckleberry.
Okay. Well, question: do they look like they're separated? Do they look like they might be in like a prison cell type of thing, or are they just sitting there eating with the rest of them?
They kind of look like they're all together.
So what I'm hearing is if we go and kill a red cap and bring it back to them, we have food for them, and they might take that as a sign of friendship. Do you guys want to do that, or do you want to just knock on their door?
I think it's always better to show up with some food.
Because I got a little bit of food, but I do not have. I don't have enough to feed a whole bunch of Fomorians, I'm sure.
Right.
Azonoth is going to pull out his deck of cards and kind of shift through them to look through his inventory. He's just kind of passing the time and looking.
Okay.
And that's me looking through my inventory, actually, like, out of character to figure out what the fuck I still have in here. This is also a time that someone might be able to see over his shoulder to see what might be in his inventory.
Still, just kind of takes a peek over his shoulder.
Yeah, there's a chain, some chains and locks. There's a chest, some children's toys, and
Looks like a tent that's already made.
a couple of books.
He seems to shift a card underneath the rest of them as soon as he sees it. Sleight of hand check. Fail. Oh god, I only got 5. I'm pretty sure you'd beat that one. In the sleight of hand check of him trying to shift a card that sits out in the open underneath the other one is a skull. And there is a rabbit too. It's really cute.
Aww.
It's technically my character's familiar that he's never taken out at any point.
He's not very familiar with them.
No, he's really not. It's just a pet rabbit, technically. It's not really like a wizard familiar. What is the rest? Oh, the recipe card is. I assume the recipe card actually has things to make flashbangs and stuff in it.
Yeah.
Would you like me to roll perception to see if I spot anything?
No, I rolled a 5. So if you, I think with my sleight of hand check, if you get like an 8 or higher, you pass. No, that'd be 10. You have to pass a 10.
11.
Okay, you do notice that there is a skull, and it is a little weird that he has children's toys inside of his inventory.
Okay.
He pulls out one of the cards and then pops it into his hand and takes a swig of some moonshine, and then offers it over to Stella.
Yeah, she accepts it.
I've been drinking it slowly.
Where did you get that moonshine from again?
Weirdly enough, I did not include this. I just had this as a random thing in my fucking inventory because I wanted to have it written down. But I have a flask of moonshine, and I guarantee you from the backstory, that's Argenbright moonshine.
Okay. Wait, is it Argenbright moonshine as in stuff Stella was moving, or is it as in something that might have been laying around the house?
You know what would be really fucking funny is if he pocketed some of that, but no, this is definitely a sentimental thing. This is probably moonshine he was given from Stella.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Or technically that he purchased, or otherwise.
Is it in like a family heirloom bottle that you would have given this to Axe, or is it just in a regular bottle like the rest of the moonshine?
I mean, probably just a regular bottle, I would guess. So,
Good.
uh,
That tells me that was.
So yeah, a jug. Then technically a jug of moonshine with a flask that he just took a sip out of.
like I don't think we have any. Just I don't know. I don't know.
He did also have what appears to be a small wardrobe as well. Basically, it's like I don't know if you guys have seen a mobile closet, but it's basically like a coat rack with some things hung on it and a like some folded pants or whatever, like really small.
Where did you acquire that?
It just shows clothing and sewing kit, and that is something I wrote down so I could have spare clothing so I can use it as disguises, etc. when I was making the character.
Yeah, but that's why I'm sitting here and going, I don't remember a wardrobe, but okay.
It's there. Clothing / sewing kit. That's what I was intending with it.
Okay.
In this case, I'm just providing it a little bit of actual description. It's a small, wardrobe, basically It's enough to hang some shirts on and have some folded up pants underneath it. It's tiny.
Some interesting party favors you out there, Ez.
Yeah. He pulls out the card and pops a rabbit into existence and just gently starts petting it.
Oh.
But yeah, as Astronaut's doing that, I'm kind of looking around and just kind of holding his fidget stone in his hand, and he's looking to see what may be on the ground or anything. See if anything interesting catches his eye.
I know it's a distraction to ask me to keep me from asking about the skull, but it's working.
So
he doesn't respond.
Oh, this is the pet's the bunny. Oh.
I think we should go and get a red cap and come back. He's going to offer some of the moonshine to Victor as well. And of course, Stella notices that it's Argenbright moonshine.
So I am going to turn to Drake. You are looking around and watching the ground and everything. And after a few moments, while they're still fumbling around and talking, you realize that you guys have not been alone. There is this strange, rocky-looking humanoid creature with no face and just a mouth staring at you guys, so to speak. Or at least you could imagine it staring at you as if it had eyes. and it looks like it has 2 sets of arms and just 1 set of legs. The back of it looks like it was trying to replicate the rocks in which are around you guys.
Right, so Victor's gonna kind of track this figure. He's gonna take the offered flask. We're not alone here, guys.
We
And he's
are.
gonna kind of point over his shoulder. It's trying to blend into the rocks, but it has 2 sets of arms, 1 set of legs, and he's just gonna
Stella,
describe them.
So
Stella
you're
swings her
going to
rifle in that
say
direction.
that. So you're going to identify it. How quiet are you being?
I'm gonna try to do it just loud enough to where I know they can hear me. Like Asenath and Stella can hear me. Like he wasn't far from them to begin with, but this was kind of a situation of he was just kind of looking around to not be looking at whatever Asenath was doing.
You just so happen to notice that you guys have been being followed. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
That didn't ping up on the life detect. I assume
No,
she just never looked in that
because
direction.
yeah, because technically behind you guys at that time,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's been shifting into a more advantageous position with its big happy maw.
Must withhold joke.
What's with you and danger? Is danger an aphrodisiac for you or something?
Yeah, he's just drawn to us or drawn to him.
I won't hesitate to answer that one. The answer is yes.
So Victor's trying to figure out what that is.
It doesn't take a lot of thinking on that. This seems like a feral doppelganger of sorts. Almost.
Ooh, gross.
That is one of a feral doppelganger they were telling us about.
Hmm.
And it seems to notice that you're talking and pointing at it, and you guys look at it, and it skitters behind a rock. Almost like a spider.
I wonder if doppelgangers are tasty. I can't roll. Actually, no, I could. I do. I should know what a Fomorian is. I'm a fucking Belmont. Of course I should know what a Fomorian is.
Yeah, and you should have advantage on identifying most.
Yeah, hold on a second. I want to know if Fomorians eat doppelgangers. That's a stupid question. God damn.
You don't have to roll. There are no stories or information detailing what a Fomorian's diet usually is, just that it is meat and mushrooms and berries, basically whatever they can pick. They're not very much a cultivating people. They're more of a
Copy that.
hunter-gatherer people.
I understood. So there's a chance.
If it moves and it tries to eat them, comes
They're
down
gonna
to
eat
who's
it
going to
first.
eat. Yeah. It's very much the Klingon thing. Kill the first one, subjugate the second.
Hey, I don't think we need to find a mushroom anymore.
Oh, no.
Asenath pulls the cold iron dagger.
Yeah, make sure there's a cold iron round loaded in the breech.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Let's go.
who's-
I'm going to assume this is a start of combat here.
Okay. So
Unless one of us to do like a non-surprise round, it's going to be direct. I figured rolling for initiative is probably the best bet here.
yeah. So who wants to roll for the group's initiative?
I'm pretty fast.
I'm fast.
You fast as fuck, boy.
So my mod is 4, if I'm correct.
Mine's 5.
Why are you so fast?
Like I'm with Peter or something.
True. Good point. I stand corrected.
Let's see. 14.
It just means Asimov can't run away fast enough.
Who's rolling for the team?
I'm gonna elect Stella too. She has a higher speed than I do.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a 14 total.
Yeah, 1 second. Assuming I'm not forgetting anything. I don't think I have anything.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Yep, that's it.
Okay. So you guys get to go first. Who wants to act first?
Okay. I would like to hit this thing with an arcane.
It's behind a rock,
Okay.
and because of terrain, you'd have to approach.
All right. See, I'm gonna try and get an move to get a better angle on it.
Okay. The max distance you can probably keep between you and where it's hiding before you both will see each other is going to be about 15 feet. You would have to come around the side of the rock.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. I need you to do a speed save.
Okay. Save, speed. 5. Skills. See. See. Oh, 16.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. So this is what you guys are going to see. Stella, you just barely failed. What you're going to see is you come around and you don't quite see a creature. As you see it move, you realize this is not a flesh and blood creature. It is almost like it is some sort of amorphous being, and it launches itself at you. You guys see this almost as it launches, ghoul-like blanket wrap itself around Stella as the head sits here and kind of glomps down on him. And Stella is now immobile on the ground. I need a wisdom
Gross.
saving throw.
Oh, wisdom. All right. Wisdom.
This is going to be opposed by it.
14.
You passed enough to keep consciousness, but you feel as if something is rummaging through your brain before you start to hear a voice. And it speaks to you. Don't fight this. I need a host.
What do you want?
Host. Need out.
Get out.
Is that all you say is out?
Yes.
Out. Nothing else?
Why?
We do not belong here.
As we.
Us.
Oh, that's right. I have a spell book.
You make a fine impression so far. This that what do you want of me?
Host. Out. Escape. Whole.
No harm.
Any connotation with that, or
Do 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 not harm. Do not harm me. My
As Enoth and I hear this, like Victor hear this,
no? But you do see that the silver-like creature, this like doppelgang creature, seems to be trying to seep into Stella's flesh.
I'm pending my own turn because, I mean, obviously I'm going to attack a thing attacking my wife. But
right?
say what? Do not harm me or my friends.
Roll a charisma check. Well, no. Roll a wisdom. Yeah, wisdom.
Wisdom.
Actually, no, charisma. Yeah, because your charisma's higher. So you're forcing your will.
Okay.
So this is happening quickly, so.
All right, charisma. Okay. 8. Yes, rolls have not been great. 12.
Deal. And you guys do hear from the face of this thing, deal, as it starts seeping the rest of the way into Stella's body.
Stella, what the fuck's going on?
Okay. Do I still have some control?
Yes, you have control. You
That's
have full
control.
control.
Okay.
It seems to have.
It's like hitching a ride.
It feels like
Or
it's
lack of-
there, but it's in the background. Like it's gone dormant.
Okay. There's an entity who wants out of here. And we made a deal that that we would to not harm us, myself included.
Looks like we have to get that.
Was not exactly eloquent, but
Can I roll? Can I roll my Belmont monster thing on this?
No. It
Okay.
is not from a plane that technically you or your family would be knowledgeable of. In fact,
Yep,
how long
understood.
this being has been here is unknown. You could ask it. But
Are you
whether it's
okay?
going to be willing to share is up to it.
Got a freaking symbiote over here.
yeah.
Out of character. I can't say that in character. I wouldn't know what that is.
Okay. Whatever you are, whoever you are, do you have a name?
Name?
A
What's name?
okay. Name is how what is people refer to each other. The designation of identity.
You sense the entity is confused.
It doesn't know what names are.
Mhm.
Has it like absorbed into Stella? Like there's no evidence of it now.
Yes.
I really don't like this thing. However, I have a feeling you're okay. And if it's just trying to hitch a ride out of here, then we'll be okay with that for now.
I am fairly certain that's what it is wanting.
Do you feel okay, or do you
I
feel... I would
mean,
assume
I feel
violated. Aside
a
from
little
that...
violated, but otherwise fine. All right.
Okay.
Well, well, we can't just call you hey. We can't just say hey you. So I'm bad at coming up with names. How about we call you? Are we going to say something?
I have an idea of a name.
Ah,
If you're interested, we could call it Revenant for now.
Revenant.
It seems like one. It's been in here for who knows how long. So I know nothing of this type of doppelganger. That's very strange, and it immediately attached to someone as almost a requirement to. And so that's odd, but Revenant somewhat suits it, minus the fact it's not undead.
All right, I'll call you Revenant.
Then I will go by Revenant.
Seems to like that name.
Can we hear it?
You see its head kind of pop off of Stella's shoulder. Not like... It's almost like a strange liquid come out, and it's like, yes.
Why are you here specifically?
Lunar disk.
Can you elaborate? He moves somewhat closer.
Fell through portal when lunar disk was sent. Stuck here. don't want
So
back home.
you're from the reflection plane?
Yes.
So more or less, this is literally an eldritch being from another plane.
Yes.
How did you end up here in this prison?
Creature first attached to, imprisoned, died.
You're welcome to travel with us for now, I suppose. Not that we have much of a choice.
Choice was cats.
Is there any requirements you have of a host? Are you draining Stella?
Seems to think for a moment. Just flesh. Food.
If I give Stella food, you will eat that for your own energy?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to pull out my mess kit
Okay.
and offer a couple of pieces of jerky.
Alright. I will, and I'll eat it.
Or give it to it,
Tentatively.
whatever. It's got a head anyways.
When it wants to, yes. So it takes one of the pieces and eats it and goes back inside. And you hear, what is with this meat?
I don't have any fresh meat.
Stella hears this.
Well,
Because it's inside now. It's like, what?
This dried meat. Jerky.
Jerky.
Yes.
Tastes wonderful. Not very filling.
I look down towards my shadow. Brother, do you have any insight on this?
You're asking... what, the hound?
The maw.
Yeah, the maw.
So
I mean,
you go
theoretically, he's like my brother like 15 generations ago.
So you're trying to talk to the maw, and...
He's been around. I mean, it's not like he's gone anywhere.
you realize you don't remember the last time you saw the maw.
Yeah. I assume he's still with me. I've been feeding him, mind you. So
You haven't fed him
unless he
anything
decided,
this session, so I mean...
I don't mention it because I assume he's being fed daily.
Yeah.
He
And
needs
you-
food, so
And you guys haven't stopped for food, so it was just kind of assumed that last time was the camp. So the last
Gotcha.
time was before the invasion, and it seems like he's not there. It's odd because it seems like the maw is missing entirely.
Yeah, I touched my shadow. Kinda.
It's just your shadow.
Yeah, I know. And notice that my shadow's not as dark as it normally is now.
Wow.
Riffman. Or what is your last host?
Little tasty mushroom man.
We need to get
Good.
another one of those. Let's go find one.
Did you have another host before that?
No. Now, you could see where a redcap would actually be a great host for him.
So, does Victor clock Azeroth kind of checking his shadow and trying to talk to them all?
Yeah. It's not like he was trying to hide it from anyone.
What if part of his thing was tied to the moon disk?
How? Question. I've probably asked this from Florence. How long has the moon disk thing been a thing?
Since before the entire first attempt to try to get Florence back. It just happened.
No. So what I'm saying is, how long has Florence been exiled from his domain due to the lunar disk?
About the time that a certain Belmont family and Colder and Colburn family didn't exactly beat Julian.
Okay, so a couple 100 years.
Yep.
About the same time that about the same time that he was, gone a little bit of crazy and put into a fucking crypt, I assume. And same time that my ancestor died.
That was a little bit before. Technically, your ancestor died shortly after.
Yeah, I assume my ancestor died because of the, trying to get Florence back into his seat.
No.
No? Surprised.
No. But his brother went missing about that time.
Yeah.
So that was the problem.
We need to figure out where the Maw went. If he's even still alive, he might have.
Mm-hmm.
You can obviously. I mean, there is no hiding it.
Yeah.
As he is not happy about the fact that the Maw is gone, he looks worried, sick. Not because the Maw is going to cause problems. He knows it's well fed, but he's worried that he's in an unsafe space.
Yeah.
And Victor just thought the mall was cool and very interesting from the first semi-interaction he had with him in the crypt. So, like, I guess we may have to look around topside.
That's a thing for later.
Yeah.
If he's not here, he's up there. And wait, the book. If the communication works, I could message the. I'm gonna pull out the book and see if I can write to the Lord of Silverlight here real fast.
Okay. What are you gonna write?
He doesn't even know what the fuck the Maw is, unfortunately.
And he might.
I mean, he might have noticed a presence with me, but he wasn't there until after things, and he might not have said anything or otherwise. How do I explain this? I state I am missing
A hellhound.
okay, that'll be more. I'm missing a creature that was with me that's somewhat similar to a hellhound. He is also a Belmont. He disappeared earlier today after we fought things. I don't know where he is, and he just writes that in the book.
Takes
Current,
a few minutes. Oh, go on.
Currently in the prison below, getting the whatchamacallit, the attendant. Steward, sorry.
Well, it takes a few minutes, but then you do get some writing back on the page. And it says, no hound up here, but there is a Simone here. Wondering what has happened, I'm filling him in.
Good. Tell him Calder is nearby and we'll be back to greet him later. And let him know I'm a Belmont.
Will do.
He's... I wish I had the journal to give to you. He's close to me. I need to talk to him.
We'll keep him safe.
So,
I wonder how he slipped away.
Victor looks over at Calder and just yells,
Oh.
"Safe."
He's safe for now. He's with Lord of Silverlight.
Well, let's get our red cap.
He's... I will write in the book real fast. He's been transformed into the Maw of the Abyss for a couple 100 years. He says to the Lord of Silverlight.
Okay.
So he has some reference.
So, anything else you guys are going to do? You guys going to go for, going to start a hunt for a red cap or whatnot? Or
Was that the resource you were talking about, by the way?
no?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's find us a red cap.
Yeah, let's go on a hunt for a red cap. Let's go find some smell of blood and figure that out.
Well, I would like to start the next session with you guys going on the hunt for red caps in the Underdark underneath the castle.
It basically is the Underdark, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the Feywild's Underdark. Don't you worry about that.
That's not any worse.
No,
That's not scary at all.
nothing scary about that.
Cry Cry Corner for those who need it.
Trying to find someone to pop over to real quick. Then we will be calling it a night. So we can start off with the hunt with next session. Because that's a really good place to kind of pause off. Ooh, another campaign. Excellent. I have absolutely no connotation, but it looks like it's a band with creatures. We're going to go sit here and raid these people. Oh my.
You're like, these people look interesting. Yeet!
One of them is a shark with a bass guitar that's shaped like a tornado.
Fuck yeah.
You see why I'm like, okay, yes, no, we're gonna go raid the Liching Hour, who is apparently playing Cocaine Owlbear.
Oh my god, yes.
The Apocalypse Roadshow. Yes, we're going to go raid them. This just sounds hilarious. You guys have a good night.
Jesus Christ.
Good night, everybody.
Be good to yourselves and be good to each other. And don't get in any trouble. If you do,
Okay.
give us a call.
Stop laughing.
Good night.